今天要分享的改编故事是精卫填海，希望能在学习英语的路上给你带来收获。你的每个点赞和订阅都是对我莫大的鼓励。那么，咱们开始吧。
She was the daughter of the sun god. She had never known fear. The eastern sea stretched out before her, blue and endless, and she wanted to see what was on the other side. So she took a small boat and pushed off from the shore. The wind was light, the water was calm. For a while, it was the most beautiful day of her life. Then the sky turned dark. Waves rose up like mountains. The little boat snapped in half like a twig. The sea pulled her down into the cold dark, and she could not breathe. She was gone. Her father called her name across the water, but there was no answer. There never would be. But her spirit did not leave. It rose from the water and took a new shape. A small bird with a white beak, red claws, and a marking on its head like a flower. It flew up into the sky and cried out, "Jingwei, Jingwei." That was its name now. It flew west to a mountain covered in mulberry trees. From a branch, it looked back at the sea. The same sea that had taken everything. The bird did not cry. It did not scream. It bent its head, picked up a small stone, and flew east. Over the water, it dropped the stone and watched it fall. A tiny splash. Nothing more. Then it turned and flew back to the mountain. Day after day, the bird carried stones and twigs from the mountain to the sea. A pebble here, a small branch there. Drop them in. Watch them sink, fly back, do it again. The sea laughed. The waves crashed and roared, and the sea said, "Little bird, why do you bother? You are nothing. A single stone means nothing to me. You could do this for 1,000,000 years and I would still be here." The bird did not stop. It flew lower, closer to the water, and cried out, "I will fill you. 1,000 years, 10,000 years, it does not matter. I will keep coming. I will never stop." The sea grew angry. It sent bigger waves, higher winds, trying to knock the bird out of the sky. But the bird was small and fast. It dodged the waves and kept flying. Stone after stone, twig after twig. The mountain was far, the sea was wide, but the bird did not care. It had one purpose now. Fill the sea. Make it pay for what it did. Years passed. Then more years. The bird kept working. One day, a seabird flew by and saw what was happening. The bird asked why. "Why fill the sea? It is too big. You are too small." The little bird looked at the seabird and told the story. "The sea took my life. It takes others too. It takes children. It takes mothers. It takes fathers. Someone has to stop it. The seabird was moved. It stayed and became the bird's mate. They built a nest on the mountain. Soon there were more birds. The females looked like their mother. The males looked like their father. And they all learned the work. Every day, the whole flock flew to the sea. Stones and twigs fell like rain. The sea was not laughing anymore. It was worried. The god of water saw what was happening. He respected the bird's spirit. So he sent floods down from the mountains, carrying mud and sand into the sea. The water turned yellow with earth. That part of the sea became known as the Yellow Sea. The sea tried to fight back. It pushed the mud to the shore, making new land. But that land became fields where people could grow food. So even the sea's resistance helped people. The bird is still flying. That is what they say. If you go to the eastern sea on a stormy day, you can see small birds flying low over the water. They carry stones in their beaks. They drop them in. They fly back. They do not stop. They never stop. People ask why. Why keep going when the task is impossible? Why fight something so much bigger than you? That is the wrong question. The bird does not ask if it can win. The bird asks what is right. The sea took something precious. It will keep taking unless someone stands against it. So the bird stands. Not because victory is certain. Because surrender is unacceptable. Think about the things in your life that feel like the sea. The problems too big to solve. The losses you cannot get back. The goals that seem impossible. What would it mean to be like the bird? To show up every day, even when nothing changes. To carry your small stone, drop it in, and come back tomorrow. Not because you are sure you will win. Because you refuse to stop. That is the lesson of the small bird with the white beak and red claws. It is not about success. It is about the choice to keep going. Every stone you carry matters. Every day you show up matters. Not because the sea will be filled tomorrow. Because you are still fighting. And that fight, that refusal to give up, that is what makes you who you are. The sun god's daughter died in the water. But she did not disappear. She became something else. She became the bird that will not stop. And that bird lives in all of us, if we let it.
下集请移步主页观看。